strength, and then what are the types of strength, how to improve it, and then what all things should not be done, and then endurance, what are the types of endurance, then speed, flexibility, and so on. So let's see the notebook, and then let's join now. It will be more good because your doubts will be clear. Okay, so we know about endure about strength are of uh, we all know it's most important component of our physical fitness, and it's essential for a sports performance. So muscular strength is defined as the force that can be exerted by muscles. So this is about the strength, and there are types of strength. Static strength, which is also known as static strength, is also known as isometric, and dynamic strength is known as isotopic, and one more thing is kinetic. So keep this isokinetic. Okay, so you can watch the video which I have uploaded related to the strength. So now let's go for endurance. Endurance is our ability to overcome the resistance. Okay, so we should be able to resist it. So that is this endurance, and let me tell you more in detail. Okay, so we studied about isokinetic, and then we are going to now study about endurance. Is one of the important components of physical. It is time without getting fit. Okay, ability of the body without ability of the body to work for a longer time without getting fatigue. Endurance plays vital role in every activity. Okay, different types of endurance are basic endurance, general endurance, and specific endurance. Okay, so types of endurance, when we take up, we must write about it. And ability, what is basic endurance? It is the ability of person to resist fatigue in which the load is of medium intensity. Okay, and involves aerobic metabolism. Therefore it can be said that it is the ability to do movement that involves a large number of muscles at a slow or moderate pace intensity, and involves aerobic muscular metabolism. Ability to do movement that involves a large number of muscles. So large number of muscles are involved here at a slow or moderate pace for a long duration of time. So whenever you do endurance activity, it is a long duration activity. So keep in mind, you should add that part here. So general endurance is the ability to do with sporting movements for long duration of time that are general in nature. This type is not specific to any sport and can be developed by performing general exercise. The duration for general endurance is much shorter than the basic endurance. So compared to the basic endurance, general endurance is shorter. And next is specific endurance. Specific endurance is the ability to stand against fatigue in sport specific conditions. Specific endurance varies from activities to activity as it depends on the nature of fatigue. Types of endurance according to the duration of the activity, when we take up speed endurance, short term endurance, medium time, then long time endurance. So as per the duration, we have a division, and that is speed endurance. Then again further it comes into short term, medium, and then long time endurance. So first one was types of endurance according to the nature of the activity. Okay, this is types of the endurance according to the nature of the activity: basic, general, and specific. It is based on the kind of activity for which endurance is required. So if you are doing an aerobic activity, and then if you are just doing, now let's see about speed endurance. It is the ability to resist fatigue in activities not lasting more than 45 seconds. Okay, so speed endurance is the ability to prolong the time where a near maximal speed can be activities that last from 45 seconds to about 2 minutes. So this is short duration activity. Okay, short duration, short term endurance, it is needed in sports. So it is needed in sports where the duration of time. Medium time endurance, this type of endurance is required in activities that last from 2 minutes to 11 minutes. Example of this type is 15,500 meter race, 1500. Okay, so this is medium type time endurance, which may last from 2 minutes to 11 minutes. The best timing is 2 minutes, but 5 minutes maximum it takes. Long term endurance, the endurance is needed for the activities that last for more than 11 minutes. This type of endurance is required in long distance races, cross country, and marathon. So this is about types of endurance as per the activity. So recently I went for a 10k marathon race, so 10,000 meter, for which I had to run 400 meters track for 25 rounds. It was a 25 rounds of a 400 meters track. So now let's see methods to develop endurance. Interval training and then fartlek training. So you also have interval method and then fartlek method. Okay, fartlek is FARTLEK method, fartlek method. Okay, and what is continuous training? This method is continuity. The exercise is done for a long duration, long and continuous in nature. The time duration can be increased as per the need and requirement of the activity. This method has following categories. So when you take up, like for example, if you are going for a 1500 meters race, you need to run more than that race. Like I was aiming for 10k, so I should have run at least every day 25. I should have run at least for 1 hour and more. So only then I can improve my long distance running. So let's see about the three types of continuous running. Slow continuous method. The activity performed under this method is for a long duration of time without. In this method, heart rate is kept between 130 to 160 per minute. The duration of the activity should. So here it is about interval training, and the method got success as he created world record in 400 meters and 800 meters race, and the person Rudolf Harber, and trained by Gessler. Okay, it was the race for 400 800 meters. The interval training got its name because of Rudolf Harber. Australian swimmer were also given interval training program and gave good result in the Melbourne Olympics. So interval training method is widely used for the development of speed and endurance. It is training that contains fast and slow period of exercises. Um, in interval training, short period of load are followed by short period of rest. This training, interval training that contains fast and slow period of exercises. In interval training, short period in track events, cross country and swimming. So Fox and Matthews explained the following variables of interval training in 1974. So rate and distance of work, number of repetitions, duration of rest, type of activity during the rest intervals, frequency of training for 10 meters, then walk 10 meters, again run, give a sprint. So some rest in between, and then some activity in between. So these are all interval trainings. Advantages of interval training: great success in less time, easy to develop endurance and confidence, doesn't require specific equipment, less chances of fatigue. The progress pulse rate is measured on several occasions. It should be recorded for 15 seconds, and then it is multiplied by 4 for an accurate pulse rate in beats per minute. Okay, the pulse may be taken by placing the hand directly over the artery in the neck as shown in the picture. So here you can see how the pulse is being taken. Okay, you can even draw it beside if it is a big question, if you are attending it for a big question. And then fartlek training, this one I like the most. More I feel this is less tiring. Fartlek is a Swedish word which means speed play. The athlete changes the pace from high speed running to jogging. Okay, so you are running faster and slowly you go for a jogging. So fartlek training is normally performed in countryside. Every athlete is made free to run in whatever speed he prefers. The heart rate usually ranges between 140 to 180 beats per minute. So fartlek training should start with slow warming up. It's given up for some time. Fartlek training is mostly liked by athletes as the route selected for fartlek is with a running. Start was on the mountain. They started running on the came down, and then that was a recovery period, and then they ran on the sand, then again recovery period, then they ran on the water. So this is a fartlek training. Okay, so advantage and disadvantage. Fartlek training is more pleasing to the athletes as it is performed on natural terrain. Repetitions that may develop boredom in an athlete to athlete. The fartlek route is generally free from polluted area as the fartlek can be given to masses. Can be done wonderfully. So this is about your fartlek training. So let's go for speed training. I'll make it very fast. Okay, speed is defined as the capacity of the body. We know your body's movement should be fastest rate. Okay, speed is the ability to do particular task in minimum possible time. It has a complex nature and depends greatly on central nervous system. Speed in sport signifies the ability to execute motor movement as quickly as possible. So here motor movement happens. There are many faster movements done by body where no distance is covered, skipping at a fixed place. So according to this person, scannable, it is the performance prerequisite to do motor action under given condition in minimum of time. Okay, minimum time we should cover it. So it is associated with so please remember types of speed: reaction ability, then acceleration ability, movement speed, locomotor ability, speed endurance. Okay, so when you take up reaction, speed is an essential component of physical fitness that helps an individual to perform well. Athletes have to accelerate, decelerate, and change direction in a constantly changing environment. Five different types of constantly changing environment. Five different types of speeds are explained here. Reaction abilities are explained here. Reaction ability, it is the ability to respond quickly to a stimulus. When a gunshot is given, immediately you run. So there is a stimulus being given, and you are quickly doing the your ability to respond to it. Reaction ability has great significances in many sports. The best example of better reaction ability is a good start in sprint. On the basis of known and unknown stimulus, it is further divided into two parts: simple reaction and then complex reaction abilities. Okay, like acceleration ability, acceleration ability is the ability to achieve high speed from a stationary position. It depends generally on the explosive strength, technique, and movement frequency of the sports person. This ability is important in almost every game and sport, but holds a great influence on sprinting events. Acceleration event is ability to achieve high speed from a stationary position. Okay, so keep in mind this is from a stationary position, and reaction is to a stimulus you react, to respond, you respond. So next, movement speed is the ability to perform a single movement in minimum possible time. You will have to do single movement in a minimum possible time. Okay, it is most important in athletic athletic sports like wrestling, fencing, and then gymnastic. Okay, then locomotor ability is referred as capability of an individual to maintain maximum speed for maximum possible duration. Sprint depends on locomotor ability, as sprinters have to run with maximum speed to excel. So for 100 meters you need to keep up the same speed, or you'll have to increase the speed. So more locomotor ability is referred as capacity of an individual to maintain maximum speed for maximum possible duration. Speed endurance is the last which we studied earlier also, is an ability of an individual to perform in speed under the condition of fatigue. So this depends on the longer duration, but it's a speed activity. The best example of speed endurance is when a long distance finishes the race with a great speed, and after running for a longer hours, you finish with a speed. So here comes speed endurance. So how to improve, how to develop this? So let's see this. One is acceleration runs, and another one is pace runs. Okay, so it depends on the genetic mainly. Speed is a motor ability that depends on genetics and environmental factors. Like if you are in a hilly area, you are good at your own speed. Okay, and if you are in a area where a lot of humidity is there, uh, your speed differs, so your training also is too good in such areas. Acceleration runs, this method is used to develop speed while attaining maximum speed from a static position. In this method, a sports person is required to run a specific distance. After the start, the athlete tries to gain maximum speed at the earliest and finishes specified distances at that speed. These runs are repeated with sufficient rest between the runs. As I said, 30 meters you are told to run for 10 times, or you are told to run 10 meters for 10 times, 30 times. So it depends on the training being given to you. So this is an acceleration run. You are standing in a static position and then you are trying to run with maximum speed. These runs are repeated with sufficient rest between the runs. Okay, number of acceleration runs can be set speed. At a uniform speed, you will have to run. Okay, so the method of running the set distance, there is a distance already being, and you will have to run with the uniform speed. Okay, it is high and the pace should be maintained throughout the race. Repetition for pace run can be fixed as per the fitness level of the athlete. So this is your and you need to know few things, that is fast twitch fiber and then slow twitch fiber. The body's muscles are responsible for body movements, so they execute fast movement for short distance, also known as anaerobic, and muscles. It helps in short distance races. And then the slow twitch fibers, they promote long duration activity in slow pitch. So here it is defined as maximum range of movement. So ROM. Please remember, it's ROM. Maximum range of movement. ROM. Movement at a joint. So your joint is able to make maximum movement here. It can be defined as the ability to execute okay, maximum range. So the flexibility is with a definition, surely you will get a good mark. So remember, this David's R. Lamb's definition joints. Okay, some definition you will learn, which is structure of joints, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Flexibility is important to perform daily routine work because it can be and maintain health. Okay, so what are the types of flexibility? There are passive flexibility, static flexibility. When you passivity is the first one. Okay, so passive flexibility, it is ability of the body to perform movement, and flexibility is essential for games and sports like gymnastics, yoga, swimming, and athletics. So here the active flexibility, it is ability of the body to perform movement with greater amplitude and range without external help. Active flexibility is classified into two categories: static and dynamic. Okay, so this is the example. Static is an individual performs a movement while in static position. This is static flexibility. An individual does on his own, and it is from a static position. And dynamic flexibility is, it is performed when an individual is moving. So while moving, he is doing this uh, performance. Okay, he is performing when he is moving. Okay, so these are the differences. Keep in mind, active flexibility and passive flexibility. When you are asked to differentiate, it is ability of an individual to do the joint movement for a longer range without any external help. And then passive is, it is the ability to do joint movement with a greater range with the external help of a partner. And second is, active flexibility is always greater than passive flexibility. Passive flexibility helps in the development of active flexibility. So this was about your types of flexibilities and how to improve them. There are methods like slow stretching, then slow stretch and hold. Under that we have static and dynamic, ballistic method, and then prop proprioceptive neuromuscular flexibility method. Okay, you can just check them. This is slow stretching, and this one is slow stretching and holding it. Okay, the second one. And then this is dynamic stretching, and this is somebody's help. Improve when we take up slow stretching. To improve flexibility, stretch the muscles slowly. The stretching should be without jerky movements. Slow stretching and hold. After stretching, next step is to hold for 6 to 8 seconds up to maximum stretching. This method is commonly used in the field of games and sports. Stretching can be either static or dynamic. Static stretching, it is slowly easing into stretching and holding position. For cooling down, hold the stretch for about 10 seconds. For improving flexibility, hold it for about 30 seconds. So stretching is always done after the events also. So that can be only 10 seconds, but to increase your flexibility, it should be 30 seconds. Dynamic stretching, it is required controlled movement of legs and hands, where dynamic stretching movements are required. What is ballistic? Ballistic method, in this method, the movement is performed in a rhythmic way, as stretching is done in rhythmic like yoga with music. Okay, ballistic method. And what is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation technique? PNF technique is used for gaining flexibility. It involves use of muscle contraction before stretch to achieve maximum libido. So it is a use of muscle contraction before stretch to achieve maximum limit. Okay, so PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation technique, PNF, is used for gaining flexibility. It involves use of muscle contraction before stretch to achieve maximum limit. So this is about your important is flexibility. So here about flexibility, how it is important: it reduces stiffness in joints, it helps in maintaining proper posture while performing, and then greater range of motion ensures more force and speed development by muscles, and then it reduces the risk of injuries as muscles are more pliable. Okay, so this is about your flexibility. Now about coordinative ability. Okay, what is coordinative ability? You need to know this also. So I'll rush fast. This topic has coordinative ability, and you also have a circuit training. These are the training methods which are needed to improve our sports. So I'll make it faster, and then you can even listen to it while having your dinner and all that. Okay, so what is coordinative ability? Always keep in mind when you say ability of an individual. Okay, add up ability of an individual before every definition. Okay, keep in mind. Okay, these are all motor components of ours, so remember it. Our test is being done based on our motor abilities, which everybody should have. Few people are medium, few people are very good, and based on that only they participate. So this coordinative ability was taken from the term agility. So if you are good in agility, you are good in sports like football and hockey. Okay, so it was difficult to explain its meaning. So it's like quick, your ability to turn your direction quickly. Okay, keep in mind agility means your ability to move your direction quickly. So here what is it given, because when you write a definition it should be perfect, otherwise you don't get a mark, right? So the neuromuscular coordination is primarily dependent factor for coordinative those abilities of an individual with him to perform variety of skill activities properly and efficiently. Okay, so it explains the coordinative abilities mainly depends on central nervous system. So your central nervous system, it depends mainly. Okay, so let's see. Actually I am not able to show you that clearly. If I can show it clearly I'll be more happy. Okay, possessing possessing coordinative abilities can perform speedy and flexible movements. Okay, speedy and graceful movement. Okay, so let's see types of coordinative abilities. Orientation ability, then differentiation ability, adaptation, then balance ability. Okay, so when you take up orientation ability, it is ability to determine and change the position and movements is in required time and available space. Within a space we will have to do it. So it is ability to determine position and movement in required time. Okay, so orientation ability is this. Differentiation ability is ability to achieve high level of accuracy, perfection and economy of separate body movements in a motor action. It enables precise and accurate movements according to a given set of movements. Okay, then coupling ability is the ability to combine the movement of the body parts by performing sports movements with perfection. It is important in sports in which movements with a high degree of difficulty have to be performed with a great deal of accuracy and precision, such as gymnastic and team games. Coupling ability, rhythm ability is to make outer motor actions on a well defined rhythm. Mainly this ability plays a vital role in the events like synchronized swimming, floor exercises, in gymnastic, and rhythmic gymnastic. Reaction ability is a skill to react quickly and effectively to a stimulus. Different games have different types of signals, and to respond to these signals quickly and accurately is called reaction ability. Adaptation ability is the capacity of a person to change the movement on the basis of anticipated changes. Um, okay, so anticipate ability as is as capac while the body is in motion. Even during disturbed balance, regaining the lost balance is known as balance ability. It is further having two types: maintaining balance during stationary position or slow movements like yoga when you stretch, and then maintaining or regaining balance during rapid changing position. So in hockey, we change our direction, even that comes under it. So that was circuit training, the last one. Okay, circuit training is being done in a circle like this, and you will be given a one activity. So you may have 10 to by Morgan and Adamson, R.E. Morgan and G.T. Adamson of Leeds University in 1957. It is involves multiple stations that make a complete circuit or circle of training program, and the recovery period between the station and the circuit is controlled. Purpose to develop muscular endurance. Activities include on the spot running. It can be 10 jumps over the hurdles, sit-ups 10 repetition, then bench press, then lunges. So here you can see them. So you can each circuit we make children stand, and then on a whistle they start doing it. So they'll have to do this, like they'll have to do some rope skipping, 50 skipping until the station is going to be changed. Those who are in the bench press, they'll have to do bench press weight 60% of one arm range of movement into 10 repetition. They'll have to do 10 repetition until the next whistle is given. So each person keeps changing the station. So this is the various places. Lunches, then spot jumps are also there. So let's see the combinations here. Hurdles, sit-ups, bench press, lunges, rope skipping, then medicine ball throw, shuttle run, chin ups, half squat. So no rest between exercises, 1 minute rest after one cycle, or 1 to 3 cycles may be performed. So there can be sets. So there can be variations. Main characteristics of circuit training: duration of different planks, 1 minute each, lunches and squats, jump repetition 20, then no rest between exercises can be performed. So this is what I was saying. Main characteristics of circuit training is exercises are simple to learn and execute. Exercises are performed with medium resistance or load. Number of repetitions vary as per the need of the program. The aim is to develop endurance and strength. Okay, so the examples are here: starting place, and then bench press, then dumbbell squat, then station 1 you have a bench press, then you go for a dumbbell squat, then you go for a chinning of the bar, then you go for a bench stepping, then you go for a press up, then station 6 has sit-ups, then station complete program. So you can even draw if this question comes. Athlete performs exercises at each station for fixed number of repetitions or for fixed duration, and then proceeds to the next station. Like this, the athlete completes the circuit. A well conditioned athlete is given faster and tougher exercises as compared to the beginners. Generally, the exercises are arranged in such a way that exercises for similar body parts do not follow one another. So this is how it is. For bench press, the exercise is done for the development of arms, shoulders and chest. And the second one is dumbbell squat. This exercise is done for the development of legs. Okay. Then the third one is chinning the bar. This is done for the development of the shoulder and arms. Okay, then fourth one is bench stepping. This exercise is helpful for development of the legs. And then next one is press up. So this exercise is for arms, shoulders and chest. Sit ups, here development of abdominal muscles as shown here. Okay, and then dumbbells raising sideways. This exercise is performed for developing arms and shoulders. And then skipping here is for development of legs. So this is what I want to tell about circuit training. Okay, so let's see what are the two different ways we can go for a circuit training. Circuit training done continuously or done with intervals of insufficient recovery. And then circuit training classification further is general circuit training and then specific circuit training. So these are all the trainings here. You can see it, and I don't think you will need so much, but still you can just go for it. General circuit training done continuously is in this type an athlete performs exercises with intensity below 60% of the maximum. Since the intensity is less, an athlete can perform exercises at all stations one after the other without any recovery pause. That is why this method is called as continuous, being done with intervals of insufficient recovery. This method is done with higher intensity, that is more than 60% of the maximum. Since the athlete does exercise at higher intensity, he requires intervals of rest in between the two stations. Then classification of circuit training when we do can be explained in two ways. For example, according to nature of exercises done. So general is different muscle groups are given exercises to rotation. General exercises are done according to this method. So this is general one. Duration is 10 to 12 weeks. Then frequency 3 days per week. And then number of circuits to be performed 2. Then total time 30 minutes. And load is maximum of 40 to 50%. Repetition is as many as possible in 30 seconds. This is general one. Okay, and this one is specific. In this type, specific muscle groups are given exercises at every station. Example skills of the game can also be learned with the help of circuit training. So this is the thing. You can see running for 40 yards, then push up, pull-ups, bend knee, rope climbing, bend over rowing, then hamstring stretch. So here you can see as per the sports, hitting 10 balls continuously, scooping 10 balls with full force, dribbling between 5 obstacles placed 6 feet, and then skipping 10 hits, 10 reverse flicks, dodging the opponents to the left 5 times and 5 times in the right. So circuit training has different advantages and disadvantages. Okay, Advantages are let me tell only about the environment. Load can be increased from time to time, and then it can accommodate large groups. So disadvantage is not required. So thank you all of you. So you need to go through this. There are some questions also. Please go through those questions and then prepare well for the exam. So all the best. Thank you. If you watch this after the session, hope I have covered the whole lesson. Those question sections have come. You can see the questions here. There are one word questions and questions 5 mark when it carries. The questions may be like describe endurance and then discuss any two methods for increasing endurance, or there may be what is fartlek training or what are its advantages. They may ask you briefly different types of coordinative abilities. So if you learn the points, it will be easy for you to write. Sometimes the question may be define circuit training, discuss the advantages of circuit training. With drawing, you can get the marks. Okay, so please learn to draw. Okay, so these 5 marks will be more useful for you people. Okay, so thank you all of you for being with me. Tomorrow I'll cover the next last one. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, Pavitra.